So before we start, you need to remove your socks and shoes and go grab yourself a broomstick, and then come back and I'll give you my introduction. Welcome. Today we're going to work on our feet. So our feet, because they take a lot of impact when we're running. Running is a high impact activity. So we're going to work on just strengthening the toes, the underside of the feet, and just activating the muscles that surround the ankles, and just to generally strengthen and stretch the feet. So in order to do that and to show you the exercises, I'm going to be moving the camera onto my feet once we start, so you won't see my face. I can't show the whole of my body when I'm filming in landscape. But I do need to apologise for a couple of things. Firstly, I need a haircut, but we're currently in Corona lockdown, so I won't be seeing a hairdresser anytime soon. And the second thing is my feet desperately need a pedicure, so ignore the state of my feet as well. Focus on the exercises and let's get working. So first exercise is a toe lift. So you're going to see if you can lift both of your big toes off the ground and place them back down again. Lift them and lower them. Lift them and lower them. Now it takes a lot of mind over muscle on this, and I find it helps if I look down at my feet as I'm doing it. Good. Really, I find this really difficult. It's the coordination, the mind-muscle connection. Let's go for a couple more. And last one, and then relax. Now we're going to see if we can reverse that and lift the 4 toes on each foot and then rest them down. Toes and rest down. Whoops. Toes and rest. That's it. Toes and rest. You might find it easier to do the toe lifts, or you might find it easier to do the big toe lifts. And you also might find that you're using the underside of the foot to help lift those toes. That's fine. Okay, last 2. Lift it, whoops, lift up, make sure both feet are working as hard as each other. Oh, that's it, and lift. And relax. Good. Shake the feet out and let's move on to the next exercise. Okay, next exercise is a walk, but we're going to lift up onto the balls of our feet, making sure that you're not going over the sides of the ankle, and you're going to just walk on the balls of your feet, coming forwards and walking back. Good, let's continue. So it depends how long a stretch you have to walk as to whether you need to turn around. I've only got a short area to walk. And that's the heel raised walk. And then we're going to reverse it, where you lift onto your heels and you walk on your heels. So your feet are in a flexed position. And again. This one's definitely the more uncomfortable one for me. And then release it, shake it through. Now you can also do on the spot your heel raise. You can do a single leg. Now I do have a wall here. I can use a wall, or if you have a wall, just to steady yourself. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then swap legs. And again, making sure you're coming up through the ankle. Now you could progress this heel raise by doing it on the edge of a step so that your heel drops below ground level, and it can just drop a couple of centimeters below the level of the step. Good. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and then shake it through. Now the next exercise, you need a broom or any stick. It doesn't have to have a broom attached to it. And what you're going to do is just use the underside of your feet and see if you can walk alongside the broom. Obviously you want to balance, but what you do want to do is using your toes to grip the broom. Don't rush it. Whoops. Like I said earlier in my introduction, I'm not the expert here. So I'm learning and strengthening the same as you. Take your time with this one. Oops. Let me give that one a go. So I'm not going to make eye contact with the camera because I need to look down. Let's just move this onto my mat. Okay, so here we go. Now some days may be better than other days at doing these balancing kind of exercises. I'm going to go back along my broom, excuse my back. And that is the balancing on the broom. That's another good strengthening exercise. Now, the other exercise I'm going to show you sideways on, and that is to come into a kneeling position with your toes tucked under. And you need to try and get all 5 toes of each foot, all 10 toes in contact with the ground and sitting back on your feet, on your toes. Now you're going to feel a stretch in the underside of your feet, and it can get quite painful because it is quite an intense stretch. So what I would say is just hold it for as long as you can before you need to release it. Breathe. Just close your eyes. See if you can hold it a little bit longer. Making sure you're pushing through the little toes, not just the big toe. And then when you need to release it, you can come onto all fours, give them a gentle tap, just to release it. And then we're going to stretch the front of the feet and the shins. And to do that, this time your toes are flat, sitting back onto your knees. Now, if you have any pains in your knees and it's uncomfortable to sit in this position, if you have a yoga block or just a cushion that you can tuck under the back of your feet, in between your bum and your feet, it will just lift you up slightly and be less intense on your knees. And you're literally going to take your hands behind you, like so, and see if you can lift your knees off the ground, and you'll feel a nice stretch along the front side of your feet. And depending how far you can rock back, you can feel it in your shins, and then release it. Now I'm going to show you those two stretches again, the stretching of the feet, the stretching of the front of the feet, and I'll use a cushion just to show you an alternative way of doing it if it makes it more comfortable. So I'm going to grab my cushion, and I'm literally, if I show you sideways on, it's just giving me something to sit on. So when I do the first stretch with the toes tucked under, the cushion is there. Okay, but I'm going to show it to you this way. Okay, toes tucked under, with or without your cushion, and sitting back. Now it's going to feel harder sooner, or more uncomfortable sooner, because this is the second time you're going into a stretch. Try not to let just the big toes take the brunt of your weight. Try and spread the weight to the rest of your toes, sitting back, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath, breathe out. See if you can really focus on the arches getting involved in the stretch. While we're here, let's take the arms up. Stretch up, open the arms, hands behind you, let's stretch the chest, and then release the hands to the front, and just take the cushion away a sec. Gentle tapping on the feet just to release it, and then you can take your cushion, if you're using it, put it back, and then we're going to take the hands behind and see if you can rock onto the front of the toes, feeling a stretch on the front of the feet, front of the ankles. If you press your knees down, you'll get a bit of a stretch in the front of the thighs, but otherwise lift the knees and you'll feel the emphasis on the front of the feet, and release it. And again, you can just give them a shake and relax. That was a little feet strengthening workout. Just a few exercises just to show you what you can do. What I would suggest is the exercises that you found most difficult are the ones that you probably most need to do. So I would definitely play this video again and just repeat them now that you know what's coming up. And give it a go. Remember, if you're enjoying these videos, I love to hear your feedback, so please leave me a comment, and also hit subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you liked it. Thank you.